Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Homath.
More right-wing e-girl Twitter drama from the tweets of a formerly gay right-wing pundit who came out of retirement to cause right-wing e-girl Twitter drama.
Cool.
Why does this matter? Because it's going to teach you how to choose who you listen to. They called it tradgate. I'm going to call it something else.
Hey, maybe I'll learn some things.
This story is old news by now, but everyone wanted an update on the chart from the deserving because of Sarah, and also, I just really hate the way that people talk about influencers and celebrities, so I'm just gonna go over what happened, how I thought about it, and how you should think about it, and also, this is a good opportunity for me to clean something up. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
A few months ago, Sarah Stock posted her engagement ring, and it was like blood in
yes. I did remember
the water
all this.
for right-wing e-girls who tore each other to shreds over it. This was a once-in-a-decade public display of what I refer to as deserving, or in other words, trying to get something for nothing. In this case, the right-wing e-girls were trying to get social status, and I rated them according to how much they actually deserved it. Girls with higher ratings are giving you something worth listening to, and girls with lower ratings are just like, look at me, I'm so trad and cute, There are now updates.
Okay, I like Rachel. I like Shoe on Head. I do watch a little bit of Pearl. I used to watch a little bit more, not so much now. I'm not sure who this is, and I'm not sure who this is. Don't know who any of those ones are, so...
to the chart.
Doing all right.
Here's what happened. Milo Yiannopoulos, best known for being a fan of mine, has outed Sarah Stock as a faker, allegedly. Sarah had been a right-wing e-girl for about a year at that point, claiming to be Catholic, which I believed, and a virgin, which I did not know and would not have believed if I heard her say so.
No.
I would have gone lower than 30% if I knew she made that claim. According to Milo, Sarah did all of this while having a salacious affair with Elijah Schaefer of Rift TV, who was married at the time, and has become significantly less married since. I think it's on the way to zero. Now, I've been on Rift TV with Elijah. I've DM'd with Sarah. I know people. And I'm not trying to ruin any
My bad, Homath. I didn't know you were up there like that, bruh.
relationships, but I do need to revisit my A rating for Sarah as a right-wing e-girl, and Elijah is, relevant. So it's a good thing I'm so smart. One thing I always say is that you should know what you know and know what you don't know. That way, you can just say, I don't know this, and then you don't look stupid later on.
100%. I always say that all the time. Like, I don't know anything about this. I'm going to shut up.
This 30% was me saying, I don't know about Sarah. I had my eye on Sarah for a while, and she was saying all the right things, but so does everyone who is a liar, so... Now I'm 70% vindicated for pumping the brakes on trusting her. And who's 100% vindicated is, once again, Pearl Davis, who was giving Sarah hell from the beginning. There are reasons you should listen to Pearl, and there are reasons you should listen to me, and there was not much reason for you to listen to Sarah, and I'm going to tell you how to figure that out for you.
Again, I like Pearl. Don't really hate on her or anything. It's just her content just a lot different nowadays from the original content. I like the original content better, like the group podcast type thing, just personally.
Yourself. But first, the filth. Elijah Schaefer of Rift TV was married with 2 sons. Sarah Stock, who became Sarah Setka for about 5 minutes or so, is or was a right-wing Catholic influencer who built herself a tradcath brand, which means traditional Catholic, in case you needed help there. Sarah has promoted purity, chastity, and waiting until marriage. That was her brand, and that was her mistake. My brand is that I'm kind of a mess, and I was in a lot of messy relationships with many different types of women, but also I am a thoughtful, intelligent, and highly talented mess, so I can
say I'm thoughtful. I don't know about highly talented and anything else, but definitely a mess.
Explain to you what's happening when things get messy. My claim is that I understand psychology, I have a lot of experience, and I'm a talented explainer. Not that I'm a model citizen. I'm not telling anyone to live like me. Don't do that. Learn from...
Hey, no, solid. I say the same thing. I try to be a model citizen. I tell you guys all the time, try every day to be good. Are you going to fail some days? Hell yeah, you're going to fail some days. But just keep trying. And the more days that you are good, at least the overall arching of your life is good.
From my mistakes. So you see the difference. Sarah's career was based on representing a life she was not actually living.
Have you always waited till marriage?
Yes.
You both are virgins, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
If I had seen that clip, I would have felt differently. I know that laugh. I know it from dating girls like Sarah, who just don't tell you the big stuff until after you're already attached, so it's hard to get rid of her. This is why my career is safe. You can't dig up dirt on me because I'm telling you about it. I got the "I'm cheating on someone with you" speech from a 4, probably several times. Why would I lie about this? So you got me again, Sarah, but only 30%. Here, I'll just change this to Milo. He's the one who did this. Milo was in touch with Sarah and Elijah, and he started dumping all the details on X, which should still be called Twitter. According to Milo, someone else was going to do it anyway, which I am also going to give 30%. It's a believable story, but it's also what you would say if you were lying. I just better not find out Milo said he's a virgin. Milo posted screenshots, DMs, voice recordings. Most of it is just Milo saying, "Hey everyone, I'm telling secrets," but some of the claims do appear to be confirmed, and the audio contains pretty much what you'd expect.
Like, he got me, like, very intoxicated. Like, I don't even, like...
Yeah, I mean, hey, do research on the people you watch. Hey, not all of us are good people. Not all of us are living the life we're supposed to be living, I guess.
Remember most of it, and I was even, like, thinking back, because it was, like, at CPAC, the 2 nights.
Let's add that to the list. Okay, let's get the story straight. So, in order, Sarah told her fiancé and us that she was a virgin waiting for marriage, and she built a brand on it. Sarah met Elijah at CPAC, and they immediately began a 6-month affair. There were pregnancy scares and other not very Catholic stuff. Elijah considered leaving his wife. Sarah kept all this from her fiancé. Milo posted the dirt. Elijah filed for divorce. He posted and deleted a bunch of aggressive-sounding tweets. Sarah responded. She said she made mistakes. She said sorry, and she deleted her account. Elijah went the other way. He called Milo a snake. He said he's not going anywhere, and he got a pretty big attitude about it. This is what he had to say. Elijah's story is that his marriage was on the outs anyway, not my business. Milo hinted at more leaks. Sarah's husband did not comment publicly, and neither would I. I'm having a hard enough time with this 30%. That's the story as I heard it. But before I explain who you should trust and why, let's update the right-wing e-girl tier chart so I can show you how you should think about influencers. Here's the chart. I cleaned it up and added names, and I left a lot of space which I'm not going to use. I'm never doing that.
Lindarda Joni? I don't know who that is. Maybe I should listen to her.
This again. The rating is how much I think the e-girl is worth listening to, and the percentage is how sure I am. First, Sarah Stock. When I heard about Sarah, I knew that a lot of e-girls try to look like good Christians to get famous, but I also saw no reason to call her a liar. I also did not see this clip.
Have you always waited till marriage?
Yes.
You both are virgins, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Which would have been a great reason. There just are not that many virgins these days. That was a pretty big claim. At first, I liked Sarah because she was saying things that we need more women to say, but
then this is why I do feature women, right? Because we need more women to be on our side. We need more women to push against the narrative. Hey, I admit it, sometimes I feature some chameleons out there. I didn't know.
But saying things doesn't mean you mean them. So A at 30% means, okay, you're saying the right things, but anyone can just tell you what you want to hear, and I don't know you yet. Now that I know more, I'm going to drop Sarah to F at 99%, allowing a 1% chance that I somehow misunderstood every detail of this entire thing.
Possible.
Pearl
I
Davis.
guess.
A lot of people don't like it that I gave Pearl an A because Pearl is not a traditional Catholic either. She has this kind of reputation with some people. This is just a thumbnail I found. It also makes Andrew Tate look really good. But that doesn't matter because Pearl is not telling you she's a role model.
Correct.
Pearl's message is basically, I am a modern woman. Let me tell you our secrets. And she's
Correct.
good at it. She spotted Sarah.
I don't hate on how Pearl is doing it. People are like, oh, she's not traditional. She's not married. Yeah. She lives the stupid life that we all are looking at right now.
From a mile away. Pearl saw this picture and she went, obvious cheater, and she was apparently correct. Pearl is also willing to say unpopular things if she thinks they're true.
But we gotta stop turning a blind eye to who are the biggest problem solvers in society. It's white men. It's not white women.
Saying unpopular true things is important, and I will admit that there's an overlap between the unpopular true things Pearl says and the things her audience wants to hear, but that's just the business. Like every time I try to...
I can 100% agree with that. That's the YouTube business itself. Just kind of how it works.
To tell you guys to quit playing video games, I get burned at the stake, so I just don't do it anymore. But Pearl does say the true things.
I tell your asses to get to the gym.
And sometimes I learn from them, and that's why you listen to me. You should listen to people who are right a lot and not just people who say that they go to church. So I'm keeping Pearl at A, and she was right about Sarah when I was not ready to make the call, so let's just bump it up to 93.
Okay.
Shoe on head. I saw that Shu had a big audience, and I heard her say a bunch of true things, so I got excited and I gave her an S. Shu has said some left-wing things in the past.
She's admitted. I like Shu. I cover her every so often, and yeah, she's admitted that she used to be very liberal, and she's still somewhat liberal now.
Been a Bernie supporter since 2015. I consider myself a social democrat.
But she also says things that left-wingers would kill you for.
Let your man do man things. It's totally normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history.
That's why I put Shu on the list at all.
80% is solid. I think I'm about at that with her also.
All telling the truth is inherently right-wing. So Shu might be basically a 90s Democrat. That's this little sliver right.
I think that's what I am. That's what I am, a 90s Democrat, right? Because I grew up in the 90s, and that's how I've always kind of identified, like a Democrat when I was younger, but I don't identify that now.
Right here, it's people who are, they say they're still on the left, but they just don't know who they're surrounded by yet. But that's a lot better than these people, so I think we can give her a C as long as she keeps saying things like this.
Okay. Solid C. I don't hate on it.
Okay, B. Rachel Wilson. No change here. Rachel is basically a grown woman who learned her lessons in life and is trying to teach them. And that's also the same thing I do. But Rachel is a woman, and women listen to other women, and we really need that right now. Leonardo Joni is staying at S and going to 99%. Because I now believe that Leonardo gets it more than any other woman I know of in real life or otherwise. I'm making a new cube for you here. I'm doing a cube template for future cubes. I like cubes. Leonardo and I have chatted a little since the last video. I know people. And I learned that Leonardo went through the same thing I did, where I grew up with liberal beliefs and then I tried them in the real world and they did not work. If you are...
Same. That's why I gravitate towards Homath and a lot of other creators. I also went very liberal when I was growing up. Got married, happy wife, happy life. Didn't work out.
Are intelligent and you leave the culture you grew up in, you will figure this out at some point.
Correct, right? This is why that saying is, when you're young and dumb, you know, of course you're a liberal and a Democrat. Like, you're idealistic. You want to change the world. You want the world to be better. And then as you get older, of course you become a conservative, because you see how the world truly works and how the world really is.
The rest of the world does not share your love and inclusion beliefs. They didn't listen to the Beatles, I guess. Very few women ever get that, and Leonardo gets it more than most men I know. That's one test of an influencer's quality. And another one is, do they say the thing out loud, or do they play it safe? So I advise that you not disqualify people for being formerly woke, because honestly,
I agree with this too. I think people with the former past that screwed up, that are very genuine in correcting things, I think they are still people that should be listened to. Just like me. I've made plenty of mistakes in life, guys. I tell you guys all my mistakes. And does it make me like not know what's going on? No, I just went through the mistakes the hard way and learned the hard way.
Those are the angriest ones. Like, they lied to me since I was 5 and it messed me up. It actually caused all 3 of these dips. So you should probably listen to people who are mad about that. Isabella and Morgan, I don't know who
even
they
know who the
are.
hell they
I
are.
just saw that they got noisy during the ring incident. I've only seen a few tweets from each since then, and a lot of them have this kind of look at me type content. I'm pretty for the camera. That's one of the variables on the influencer cube. I finished the cube. So the more an influencer says things that actually help, the more you should listen to them, as opposed to saying things just for attention.
Damn. Am I a look at me? Because I'm damn good looking though.
However, I looked on Morgan's page for examples, and I found a lot of things like this. That would be an example of saying it out loud instead of staying in line and playing it safe. So I think we can move her at least to this orange cube for now. We'll call it a D. I don't know why I have E on here. I don't know what that means. So I hope you see what I'm doing here. This is how much have I seen from this person to show that they're at this level, and I'm judging the level by these 3 variables. Are they...
Well, I can agree with him on the level. The one that he's speaking of, I actually do not know her. I might have to cover some of her content.
They telling you who they are, or are they playing a character that they think you'll like? Are they...
I think this is a good way to go about real life too, not just influencers. Just like this, how much is that person willing to say things that are normal, that are true in real life? How much are they caring about their looks? You know, like how much do they stay in line? You know, all these things. Yes, we may use it as a barometer for influencers, as Homath is using it for. But no, it's a good barometer just to see people in general, if they're genuine.
Are they saying what's safe, or are they saying the difficult thing out loud? But most importantly, are they saying things that help, or do they just want attention? That would be deserving. So I haven't seen much from these 2. I've seen a lot of Pearl's content, and I know it helps. And I originally liked Sarah because I saw her saying things that helped and even taking a little bit of risk. I just didn't know how authentic she was, and it turns out not very much. And now she's not saying very much at all and not helping. So when I saw that Emily says she's conservative but lives like a standard feminist down to the tone of voice,
I need to find God and I'm a degenerate and all this why don't you worry about yourself, okay?
That's none of these 3 things. And finally, Milo Yiannopoulos, why not? Not a girl, but definitely right-wing and E, and he used to be gay and he's good at gossip, so, you know, there's room.
Give him the...
Milo's been around a long time. I had to get Grok to summarize his career for me. Milo had a reputation for clickbait in the 2000s, fought against feminism after Gamergate, worked for Breitbart where he defended the alt-right, and I guess he called Donald Trump Daddy. Grok thought that was important to mention. Milo got banned from Twitter for harassing Leslie Jones, married a man, didn't like it, I guess, because he went to gay conversion therapy, coming out as both straight and Catholic, and then worked for Marjorie Taylor Greene and the Kanye West presidential campaign, which happened.
I didn't even remember.
Anyway, this is a long career with a lot of turns, and my fans tell me things about Milo that go both directions. So just like I did not know Sarah was claiming chastity, I can't really tell what Milo's been up to for 20 years, and I'm not going to become the type of person who finds out. So I'm going to give Milo a B, I guess, at 1%. I'm sure Milo's doing great. I mean, I'm not sure at all, that's why 1%. And that's the skill that too many people don't have. If you don't have good information, don't make up your mind. And when you do get information, check on it. Is this person who they look like? How do I know? Does this person say things that make my life better?
This is why I like you guys. I like the comment section. When I feature someone, you guys are like, oh no, she's this and that. And I'm like, oh really? I did not know. Let me go check on these things. Because sometimes I don't. You know, I'm so busy. I react to a lot of clips. I don't really do the deep dive into every single clip of each person talking. So when you guys tell me, you know, I try not to feature certain people anymore. Like one person I did feature quite a bit was, what's her name? I don't remember her name, but she's the wife of, I can't think of his name right now. I'm blanking out. Tyrese Gibson. Yeah, Tyrese Gibson. His ex-wife. I featured her quite a bit because she just came on all the time, but we really learned that she was quite a chameleon, is she not? So,
or they just telling me what I want to hear, so I look at them? And is this person willing to tell me the truth, even if it's not easy? So of course, I am just great at these three things, and I'm going to show you how this worked for me using my own internet scandal. I've been looking forward to this. This is part of a Twitter thread from last year, May 30, 2025. It's kind of sad, but just wait, it gets better. It says down here, it's too late for me to start a real life and so on, and a lot of people who don't like me, they took just this sad part and they put it all over the internet. There were a lot of responses. Some people understood it, like this guy, this is my core audience, and some people did not, although he was right about this. Being right doesn't make you happy. Most of the responses were unkind, and they treated this post like a mistake that I made, even though I still haven't taken it down. It's been almost a year, and people still post it to try to make me feel bad, but it doesn't work. Here's why. Look at the date again, May 30, 2025. Now look at this. This is a graph of the income from selfmax.ai, my AI life coaching system. You should check it out. Let's take a closer look. May 25, June 1st. Look at that spike. That was the biggest day of sales we ever had. And it happened right after the internet said mean words to me. How does that make any sense? Well, it's because when you tell the truth out loud, when you actually help, and when you don't pretend to be something you're not, the right people will find you. Most people who saw me sad posting did not look any deeper, but the people who think before they speak, which is what you should do, they found what I was replying to, and it made sense to them. Zoomer men have been checking out because no matter how hard they work, all their opportunities are just going to be given away to people who are less qualified. And then I said, yeah, that happened to me too, and it did a lot of damage. And a lot of people who read all this said, you know what? He's right. And they signed up to hear more from me. So in other words, when the internet turned on Sarah, her career evaporated. When the internet turned on me, my income increased by more than most people's income. So if you actually have substance, most people can hate you and you will still do fine. If you don't have substance, everyone has to like you or you're finished.
It makes total sense, right? It makes total sense.
So you should look for influencers who have these three things to make sure you're not listening to garbage, and you should also try to have them yourself too. It'll make you a better person. By the way, I did buy a house, a nice one, and I was definitely right that it takes time to get it the way you like it. You might notice I haven't been posting much. I accidentally bought a difficult house. That was kind of the whole point.
It happens. It happens.
Of my famous tweet. A lot of us are starting our lives very late or not at all, and we should probably talk about why. Since I've already got my mind on houses, a lot of public figures are like those McMansions that got built in the last 10 years or so. On the outside, they look all fancy, but when you inspect the construction, it's a different story. This is a shortcut to inspecting the construction. So I'm not going to get into social drama again. I just wanted you to understand what deserving is from the deserving, and I had to update it because of you know what. And I thought I would turn it into a lesson about choosing who you listen to. There are people out there who have something worth saying because it works and it's true and it needs to be said. And then there are people who just want attention. Choose carefully.
No, I truly appreciate a lot of you guys that support me and have been supporting me for like 3 years plus since I've been on this journey of, red pill, manosphere, just learning myself. You guys see me stumble through learning a lot of these things. Some things I was very clear cut about, and slowly changed over time. You guys have changed a lot of my thought processes and what I thought about things because of the comments you guys say. And that's the great thing about the internet, right? There's a lot of bad things about it, but there's a great thing of being able to connect with so many other people and still have conversations, even though we disagree with each other. I think it's fine. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and see you guys next time.